Christa, this whole person of interest phrase, I feel like that terminology was coined in the last 10 years or so. Why are we using that? I mean, I feel like it's just junior suspect. Do you understand where this came from or why they use this language anymore?
I don't. I think that it just is a leveling up the interest level that you have in someone. A person of interest is someone who maybe, if you encounter, you might not need to treat in the same manner, like with Miranda rights and search warrants and that kind of thing. You might be able to get away with a little bit more, but it is something that I don't recall learning about when I was at the DA's office or any time after that. So it is definitely a newer phraseology.
Yeah, I always feel like are they trying to, it's like they're trying to soften up the word suspect. I just don't,
Yeah.
He's a suspect, you just come out and say it. He's a suspect. What I find interesting too, the coroner was pretty circumspect, but he said this required a lot of additional, investigation to determine that the cause was strangulation. So, they talked about a forensic anthropologist kind of examining the remains along with a forensic pathologist. The anthropologist obviously looks at bones. There was also a CAT scan. So it seems like to me this, they determined it was a homicide early on, but they really, he said, had to take a closer look to determine strangulation. Do you think that's obviously because of the state of the body and the level of decomposition it would have been in?
Yeah, not just decomposition, but also, the elements. It's, you're out in the middle of the forest, literally Grand Teton National Forest, and there are, bears and coyotes and all sorts of wild animal that would be, you'd be exposed to as well, that probably fed off of her. Quite frankly, that sounds terrible, but that is what her body would have been exposed to in those 4+ weeks that she was missing. And then, you will not see things with your eye, your naked eye. You're going to have to look at things differently. CT scan is a great way to look at soft tissue and bone, that at a different level where you can actually see bone bruising at a CT scan. That might be something that they would have used regardless of the level of decomposition, quite frankly.